Hi, I'm Steph. Today we are walking through my October 2025 journal pages. I'm going to show you how I set up all of my pages, my supplies, and then I'm going to talk about each section, why it's important to me, and specifically what I'm focusing on for this month. So I'm excited that you're here, grateful for you. Let's dive in. This is Journaled by Steph, a YouTube channel all about bullet journaling. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, you'll notice that I use a lot of magazine collage in my journals. I keep a stash of magazines in my closet organized by season, and then I go through and pull out the images that I want for the month I'm working on. In this case, it's October, lots of pumpkins, purple, inky black, firelight. These are the pictures that I'm going for to evoke the feeling that I want for this special month of the year. In addition to collage, I also have a stash of colored pencils, scissors, rulers. I like to use washi tape. I also have a collection of markers and pens. Gold is a favorite of mine. And then, of course, I like to add stickers, and I use the Happy Planner. Those are usually my favorite brand for those. October's cover pages are always my favorite. You are looking at some of the previous year's October covers. Pumpkins prominently featured, unsurprisingly, and this year it's the same. So let's set this up. First, I'm going to take my magazine page. I'm just going to loosely find the center of the journal with my finger, cut along the line, and then I'm going to glue everything down and add a line of washi tape on the edge. Now, I'm not much of a drawer, but I am going to sketch a cobweb with a little spider in the corner here. It's just a fun, playful accent for October. And then I'm also going to add some stickers for the month. I really like glitter stickers. I usually keep a stash of them around. And this completes the cover for October, which I'm excited about because it sets the tone for the whole month. The next spread is kind of an intro page. I always add another fun seasonal picture. This one is a family enjoying a fun bonfire and definitely represents my bonfire ambitions for this time of year. I also include a space on the right for my seasonal bucket list. For October, my bucket list usually includes things like listening to the owls, hopefully maybe even spotting an owl in my neighborhood, making pumpkin muffins, obviously lots of Halloween related stuff like going trick-or-treating in the neighborhood, decorating the house, that kind of thing. So the bucket list is very simple, fun, monthly things, and I like to cross them off when I do them. I also leave spot for a photo, maybe a quote, and that sets up the beginning of the month. Next is the monthly calendar. I always like to add a couple pieces of collage, again, maybe something fun that's handwritten, but mostly this page is just for practical use. I keep track of birthdays, special events, appointments, meetings, and I find that if I write stuff down, I'm way more likely to actually remember to do it. Next, we have the heart and soul of my journal. These are the weekly spreads. So for October, what you're seeing are previous year's weekly spreads. You'll see that each day is filled in with some kind of art element, and I also journal a lot. I like to remember how I felt during the day, what I was up to, what my goals were. So now we're going to set up a couple of the weekly spreads for this year's October. You'll see again, I'm going to use collage. I usually use 2 to 3 collage pictures per spread. I lay them out, trim them to size, and then I'm going to attach them on one edge with washi tape so that I can lift up the collage picture and write underneath. This is a great way for me to have lots of visual pop, but also doesn't compromise my journal space, because ultimately that's one of the big focuses for me, is having a place to record what I'm up to, what I'm thinking about, so that I can look back on the year and remember the big and small moments. October is one of those months that I really try to slow down and enjoy. I feel like it's so wonderful and so fleeting. And these daily squares really help me to do that. I try to keep in mind the small experiences, how I'm feeling, how things smell, how they look, what the light is like. These are all things that are really important to me. They're small, but they're really significant. And I use these daily squares to keep track of them, just to be a little bit more intentional and try to slow down the time just a little bit. Okay, here is a flip through of all of our October pages. There are 5 weekly spreads this month, and I think that they definitely give the feel that I'm going for, which is harvesty, pumpkin-y, fall in all its glory. Last is the feature spread. This is where I really like to stretch my legs creatively. So these are some spreads from years past. You'll see that I like to do a lot of bucket lists, Halloween activity calendars, meal plans. The feature spread is just a blank canvas. This year, I have these 3 images. They are very, moody, earthy, very much how I want to experience October. So I'm going to lay them out, and again, just like my weekly spreads, I'm going to use washi tape and stick it along the side of each of these images because I want to fully maximize the journaling space beneath each of these pictures. I haven't decided exactly what I want to focus on for my feature for this year. I like to reserve some space on this spread for end of the month reflections. So for sure, I will earmark a portion of this page so that I can look back on the month once we get to the end. But I also really enjoy creating some fall plans. I predict that maybe underneath my pumpkin, I'll have a little bit of a Halloween activity list. And I also am really wanting to focus on slowing down and simplifying. So I imagine that I will also create something for myself within that theme. Those are my tentative plans. I'm also doing a 100 days to the end of the year challenge. I'm using my digital planner for that. So I will share more of that in a different video. So stay tuned. And here we are. Here are all of October's completed pages set up for me to kick off one of my favorite months of the year. I am looking forward to all the things that I mentioned, slowing down, really tasting, seeing, feeling, hearing the best parts of this month, and trying to stretch the days because October is so glorious and so fleeting. So I hope that you have an opportunity to do the same. Well, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for walking through October 2025 with me. I hope that your journaling, however you do it, whatever format you prefer, is fulfilling for you and that it helps you to really appreciate and live in the moments of every season, especially fall. Because like I said, I feel like it's just so fleeting. Quick reminder, you can journal along with me. That is a free email subscription. I have a Substack page where I publish these videos, plus additional challenges that I'm doing, additional journal pages that I create for the season that I don't always share on YouTube. I will link to the subscription in the description of this video. So make sure you check that out. Again, it's free. I would love for you to join me. You'll get to hear from me a little bit more. We get to share ideas about what we're enjoying, how we're journaling, how we're planning, how we're getting organized, what goals we're setting. So again, link in the description for that. And until then, I hope to have a wonderful October. I hope you have a wonderful October, and I will see you again in November. Bye.